are tuned in to Mr. Q Show. Get plugged in, yeah. You are tuned in to Mr. Q Show. Get plugged in, yeah.
It's time to relax from all the hype and grab a cup of the favorite tea that you like. On Mondays and Wednesday nights, don't forget about the Black Business Spotlight. You never know who you might see. It could be anybody, even a celebrity. So enjoy yourself, my friends, cause this is Mr. Q Show. Now get plugged in. Yeah.
You are tuned in.
That's right.
To Mr. Q Show. Get plugged in. You are tuned in to Mr. Q Show. Get plugged in, yeah. You are tuned in to Mr. Q Show.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look, we just do that introduction again. Hey, this is Tonya Perry. I did all that talking and you heard nothing I said. So anyway, I'm a comedian, so I can get away with that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tonya Perry. How you doing, Tonya?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I bet it's a lot of people saying that they couldn't hear me. I promise you that's what all those comments are saying. Everybody, yep, they can't hear me. Somebody put an ear on. Okay, I got y'all. I'm here. All right. So listen, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is Tonya Perry. She's from Boulevard, Tennessee, correct? Am I right?
Bolivar.
See, I knew. I'm glad you did hear me when I said that.
You are look, listen, everyone says it's wrong. So you just
Boulevard. I don't know where that's moved from. So Bolivar, Tennessee. And Tonya Perry is the manager, the CEO of Three Sons Management with the awesome Fred Perry, the second generation. She also helps out other groups. She does consultations. She do all these different things, people. So what better way to talk about gospel music than to talk about the business, the do's and don'ts, the professionalism of it, and all of those different things. And listen, Tonya is a professional. She knows the business. So that's why we brought her on tonight, because she's going to be real with you. All right. So Tonya, tell us about yourself and tell us, everything about you that you want us to know, the things you don't want us to know. You ain't got to tell us.
First of all, let me say thank you so much for just thinking of me. There are so many other people that you could have called that exemplify the same spirit of excellence that I try my best to exemplify, that know just as much, if not more than me. But I'm so grateful that you listen to your heart. I'm thinking you listen to the Spirit of God and you called me, and I am so grateful and humble just to be here. I am Tonya Perry, hailing from Bolivar, Tennessee. I'm about 63 miles from Memphis, Tennessee. I am the proud wife of 30 years, getting ready to be 31 in September, of Minister Fred Perry. We have three amazing sons. Frederick, who's been just celebrated a year's anniversary of being married, and just had my first grandchild in January. Then there's Jordan, and then there's Isaiah. So that's where Three Sons Management, where the name came from, because we have three sons. So I saw the need in the industry. That I saw the need for us just to have information, because we can sing, we have the down pat, is no doubt. But where we fail is we do not know the business of music. And so I just started going Facebook Live, giving away free information. Just to back up, I have a MBA, a master's in business. I'm working on my second master's in education. So I do a lot of things. I started Three Sons Management in March of 2016. So we're getting ready to have our 5th year version. And I just love educating and God. I help people started with the new business. I help do marketing. I help do management. If you need copywriting, if you need encoding, if you need publishing, if you need to know the ins and outs of what do you even started thinking about doing a CD, just all the steps of getting yourself incorporated as a business. There's just a lot of things that we as a race of people, a lot of steps that we miss out on. And I don't know about you, but if I'm going to do this, and if I'm going to do it, I want to make some money doing it, and I want to do it properly. When this pandemic hit, we had no issue with getting that SBA money or getting that grant money, because we were effectively set up as a business, like a business. And so all we had to do was turn in the paperwork, turn in our EIN number, turn in our bank account number. So we're set up like a business, because you are a business. If you're running a ministry, you are a business. But we're failing to do those vital steps just to officially set ourselves up. Everything on the road, every dime that you spend on food, every dime you spend in gas, all of that is exempt, my sister and brother. You are definitely missing out on some money that you could be making, and some exemptions that you could have on your taxes.
So with you doing this, how long? Because I think you were a singer. Did you used to sing with a group as well?
I did. I sang with my husband and my 2 sisters for 21 years. So doing it wrong, failing, doing it wrong, like doing it wrong. But I learned, even when I go back and look at our first CD cover, I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me that you don't actually have the title of your CD cover? You know, our first call, Don't Judge Me, we were actually in the courthouse, in the judge's chamber. My husband was in the judge's seat. We had simple everything. I'm a stenographer on the front cover. It was hideous. It was too much, but nobody told me. So with Three Sons Management, I just try to advise people, tell them what looks professional, how to dress properly, how to talk professionally. There are just a lot of things that are entailed in this music business that we're failing at. And I'm just here to be a limb, to try to help, and to be a bridge to try to help somebody else get across.
And this is the reason I brought you on, because I've done all this stuff, and it's like, coming from a person like me who does a little bit of everything, people really won't take it serious, because I'm a straight comedian, but I've done music. I've been on a record label years ago, and what I was taught was, when you do a CD cover, go pay for a photo shoot. Pay for a photo shoot. Make sure and when I had my first CD, I made my own cover, but I knew how to do graphics, so I knew what it was supposed to look like. But like you said, I was failing because I didn't know the insides of the business. I was selling my CDs for $7, everywhere I went. But shoot, that was hamburger money for me. I sell 7 CDs. I ate a hamburger, some fries, and a chocolate shake, and my money was gone.
Right. It's the truth.
So
it's the truth.
So tell us, what is the first thing that as far as like when you started kind of building the structure of 3G management, and when you started building up Fred Perry second generation, what was your first most important component, your most important component when you started building that group?
Trying to meet people, network with people, trying to brand your ministry. God has been, when I started, there was no social media, but God has given us an amazing tool, free tool in social media And we just have to learn how to use it effectively and not use it to be a blessing to us and not a curse. Because the reality is this. There are all kind of ways to make money in this music industry. I mean, and don't just because you're not doing shows, guys, every other week I get a check. Every other week, money is deposited to my bank account for Fred Perry second generation. Do I need to repeat myself? We have not missed. We're not doing shows, but we're still getting paid. We're still getting paid from our record sales, from our digital sales. Yeah, we're still getting paid. And it's not little money either. Sometimes bigger than others, but still getting paid. So I said I have to say this. If you set yourself up right, you'll always get this income. The money will always come. And the first thing I wanted to do was make sure that people knew who we were. I started branding before I even realized what branding was. During my undergrad, we talked about in marketing, we talked about branding. I was like, branding. People saying she knows she branded. I'm like, branding, what is that? So, seriously. So I made sure we got a logo. I made sure we set up a bank account. I made sure we had an EIN number. I made sure we were set up with the state. I made sure we were set up like a business. When we go on trips, I don't use my debit card. I use Fred Perry second generation debit card. Okay. And all of that is tax deductible. Okay. When we buy food for the group, I use the group's PayPal card or the group's Cash App card or the group's debit card. You take your pick. I have it. When I pay for different things, when I rent a van, I use the group's card. Okay. So you establish business, you establish credit for your business. So that was the main thing. Get on Facebook, stay in the face of the people. Every time we did a service, I videoed it. I videoed that service. And just to tell the honest truth, Fred Perry second generation did their first album in February of 2015. We released our first album. So that's been it was actually 6 years today. Today is the anniversary of the release of our first project. 6 years later, Fred Perry's second generation have been to 28 states.
Wow.
28 states in really 5 years. And that is phenomenal compared to a lot of people I know that have been singing 20 years that have barely been to 5. I know this for a fact. Our Facebook page, I set our page up as a business page, not a personal page, as a business page. Okay. So there's a difference. If you set your group up a page as a personal page, you have a limit of 5,000 friends, 5,000 likes, 5,000. That's your number. But if you set up a business page, it's unlimited. Okay. So when artists send me a request for me to like a page and it's a personal page, I don't accept it. I inbox them and say, I cannot. My personal page is for personal. If you're going to be a business, be about business, get a business page, and I'll like your business page. And that's what I tell them, because you're going to run into, once I get elevating your ministry, you friends on your personal page, you got to figure out how to convert them all, and you can't. You're going to lose some in the shuffle. So I started our personal page. Right now, we're at over 8,000. Mm-hmm. And I consistently invite people to like the page. I consistently send out a link about every 3 months. If you all haven't liked our page, y'all like our page. And then I started, once I built up our following, I started going live from our personal page versus my page, because I used to do it from my page, and then I would just share it to the page. So once you build a following, then you can do that. All of it, getting t-shirts with our brand on, with our logo on it. I started getting sweatshirts. I started getting caps. I started getting hoodies. Just all kind of things, all kind of ways to stay in the face of the people. You want to be in the face of the people. Do
Ms.
all
Tonya,
kind of things to stay in the face. Yes.
I'm gonna ask you, maybe kind of repeat what you said again, because I don't know if you're positioning, or just kind of jumping in and out, and
Okay.
people are saying. So I don't know if it's where you're sitting or. I'm gonna send you a message in here. I'm gonna send you a message over here to try something while you're talking. But basically, you're saying is like
I was shaking my leg. That's what it was.
Oh, was it? Was it? You was getting excited? Because
that's just a habit I have.
oh, okay. You like me, you got that ADHD.
I'm gonna be still.
Oh yeah. But so basically you're saying like when you preferably the best thing to do, and I learned this, is not to use your personal page as your business page, basically.
Exactly.
Because of the limitations, not only because and I but not because only because of the limitations, is because you'll get lost in the sauce when people go to your I've seen people, I go to their
Right.
page and they'll say, well, hey, I do this and I do that and the other. And I go to their page and I'm like, where?
Right.
You know, you
Right.
looking for, you got to scroll through, like somebody may say they're a photographer and I go to their personal page. You got to
Right.
scroll all the way down
Exactly.
to see, yeah, to see that one picture they took, because that's all they got
Right.
on that page.
That's right.
So when you put all of that together, what do you have, like, do you manage that page yourself or do you allow the guys to
I
post?
do. I'm administrator over Fred Perry Second Generations page, and my oldest son is administrator as well. And you have to be careful not to get too many, because what happens is when they're trying to post to the page, it's like the other night, I forgot that I had allowed, I put our bass player in as an administrator, and he was like, because we went live last Thursday, he was like, why am I comments showing up as Fred Perry Second Generation? Because you're an administrator.
Yeah. So that's why I say when we do that, because we're gonna get that in a minute. But you gotta have that representation. You don't give yourselves a bad name, or you don't want to, like you were talking about the presentation. You don't want to give a stellar presentation and then the next day you're right here, and the next day you're
Right.
up here. And I talk to people all the time when I do like photography and stuff, and I'll do a video of them and I'll say, well, hey, last time you let me do your video, this time you did it yourself. So when people see the difference, they like, oh man, they tripping.
Right. Quality is everything. And I'm gonna tell you something that I found to be true in our genre of music. What's hurting us so bad. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. We do things with no plan, no business plan. Everything, the word teaches us to write the vision, make it plain. Everything looks different once you write it down. Every year, I admonish groups to write down your goals for each year. Start in November, December. What do you want to do in 2021? What are your goals? Every year, I sit down and I write out the cities and states that I haven't gone to, that I'm working toward for the next year. Year before last, I wanted to go to Kentucky, I wanted to go to Indiana, and I wanted to go to Ohio. Those were my goals. So you know what I did? On Friday, we were in Kentucky. On Saturday, we were in Indiana. On Sunday, we were in Ohio. I made it all come together. It took work, but I found people. We already had Ohio booked for Sunday, but I needed something for Friday and Saturday. And then when you're doing that kind of thing and people have been kind enough to say, hey, we'll let you come in our church. Hey, we'll sponsor you. Don't. The worst thing you can do is say, I got to have. No, you go in there and be humble. Whatever you can give me, this is what I say when they ask me, what do you need? I say, this is what I would like to have. But whatever you give me, I'm going to take it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to appreciate it. In my mind, my mindset is when your MC gets up, please tell them that we have product. I'm always going to have t-shirts. I'm always going to have CDs. I'm always going to have something to sell. And I'm going to make up the difference in my product. You're not going to pass my table and you never heard us sing before. You buying something off this table. Oh, yeah, you're going to get some. Yeah.
You gonna buy something, huh? You got us coming in here and you gonna buy something. Hey, I want to back up. You said something. You said that y'all still have money coming in, even during the pandemic. A lot of people didn't catch that. I caught it, which means, I guess, that you've already put your ducks in a row as far as the business go. Even when you're selling your CDs online, the music online, the businesses, the ordering.
Then a lot of people don't even know your pages, your Facebook page, your YouTube, all of that is monetized. You can monetize all of that and get money from. I can show you a long line of YouTube, Facebook. You can get paid. Your videos on Facebook, yeah, you can get paid for that.
And I hope people are listening. I see y'all in here. And I see y'all saying the sound is breaking up. And look, this is virtual. This is digital. It happens. But I want y'all to understand. That's why I'm asking her these things again, because I want y'all to understand what she's saying. She's helping y'all, because there's a lot of people at home right now trying to figure out, oh man, well, we ain't got no show and we ain't doing this.
And then the government offers you free money and you can't get it because you haven't set yourself up as a business. I have been saying it since 2016. Set yourself up as a business.
Yeah.
Set yourself up. And all I did was fill out the application, send in the credentials. How many people in the group? How many people? You get $1,000 for each employee.
And Donnie Nelson talking about had me buying stuff off the table and I gave her an envelope. Look, man, look, you got it. Hey, it's got to be done, man. You got some people in here. I guess you got some people.
Hey,
Drina and Ashley. Ashley was the one said that sound ain't right. I gotta talk slower for her. But y'all, if y'all listen tonight, I want y'all to understand the reason I brought her on, because like I said, a lot of y'all are stuck right now. I'm just saying it. I know for a fact, because I hear it. I hear the conversation, and she's letting y'all know how to. Before COVID, she told y'all before COVID, they were already set up. They were already set. And I'm gonna tell you this, Tonya, a lot of churches were already set up. So when their musicians went home, guess what? I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. They told us, y'all can go home, but guess what? Y'all good. You see what I'm saying? Because they were already set up for
proactive.
Purpose. Yeah.
Proactive. Yeah. So many churches acting like we're still in the 18th century, 19th. You cannot be effective in ministry and still operate like you did in 1980. It's just no way to do it. My church, we've been streaming. It was nothing new. I mean, nothing new at all. Hey, Shawana, nothing new at all. So, I don't understand, you got to be proactive. It's so much money to be made in the industry. We have, even in this pandemic, we got sweatshirts made and sold them. Even in this pandemic, we got masks made. If you're a group, we're wearing masks. Get some masks, sell them, generate that income. Get some masks made. Get some masks made. Everybody's wearing masks. Come on, y'all. Think. There's money to be made. Let's make it. Let's get it. There's money to be made. And then this is what I found out about us. I'm just going to say us. We want everybody to give us everything. We don't want to pay for anything. When I say, okay, how many people want to come on my Zoom and let you ask questions, let me talk to you. As long as it's free, I have to turn people away.
Mm-hmm.
I charge you $25 to give you the knowledge that I've gained over 30 plus years of being in the industry and of having all these years worth of education, over $100,000 worth of education behind my back.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says serving is worth its hire. So if you can't pay $25 for some information that could equivalently make you a millionaire, then you need to stop what you're doing right now, because if you don't care enough about your own business to sow into your own business, why do you expect somebody else going to do it?
And I'm telling y'all, she's giving y'all, I told her to make sure she's giving y'all some information. But if you really want information, we'll tell you how. You have whole DVDs of all this that you're talking about, but she doesn't have it all. Because see, she's smart enough to know what to give you and what you have to pay for. Because a lot of us, like you said, we would jump and we would get stuff for free, and we run to it. We run to free.
This is what we don't understand. People keep saying, well, radio won't play, they won't play our quartet. They won't. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to let y'all in on something, okay? If you have enough money, turn my volume up. If you have enough money, everybody will play you. Big Sis, Buddy, and the Baby. Y'all trying to figure out why these people can get played and you can't? Because you broke. And you want somebody to give you everything. You don't want to go to these places where you can meet all these people. And then when I spend my money, and I'm making my business to fly here, there, all the conventions and meet all of these people. I'm trying to network with people and meet all the people that I can, so I can empower all the people that are in my circle and because this is the way I believe in me. I believe in me. And I believe if I can meet these radio announcers and I can pour into them my heart, how I feel about my family, how I feel about the music industry, the passion that I have for what I do. And once they see my heart, I have no doubt that they'll play our music. And guess what? It has worked for me every time. Every single time it has worked for me, because what's from the heart reaches the heart. But you all don't want to spend no money. You all don't want to take the time to meet these people. And when you do go to the conference, you sitting up against the wall, holding the wall with your cap on backwards, looking like you come out the ghetto.
Oh, man. Okay. Right there, Tonya. We finna get into some good stuff. We gonna go to a commercial because she about to get in, y'all. I put the Cash App down there too. Listen, she about to go in. We about to go to a commercial. It's about to get crazy up in here. So look, we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, this is Quentin Samuels, aka Mr. Q. We want you to know that we want this show to keep running. So listen, if you're a follower, if you're a fan, if you're loving the show, we have a Cash App. The Cash App is $Mr. Q, MIZTAQ. If you would like to donate, you can donate $1, you can donate $2, you can donate $5, you can donate $5,000. It's all up to you. Whatever you donate, we make sure that it goes directly to our show. Also, we will put it in the pot for our cash giveaways. If you would like to donate and help us keep this show running and make it bigger and bigger and better, that we can have a platform for ourselves, $MIZTAQ. We'll see you then, and make sure that you're always plugged in.
Smooth, refreshing, Finetta tea. Whether you drink from a bottle or pour it in your favorite glass, you will still enjoy the taste of fresh fruit and ingredients that will keep your body happy and healthy. Finetta tea.
Would you like to learn phlebotomy? Do you need to improve your current skills as a phlebotomist? Do you need to continue your education or training for a quick job? Then Elite Art of Phlebotomy Training is the place for you. We offer a 4-week training for those who want to become a certified phlebotomist. We also offer a 2-day fast track workshop for those who might already know how to draw or maybe just want a refresher course. At Elite Art of Phlebotomy, the goal is to provide both excellent phlebotomy training and patient care to all students to build their confidence in professional skills that is much needed in the healthcare field. Students will gain valuable experience in drawing blood as well as understanding the concept of blood collections. Our primary goal is to help students become skilled and exceptional with their art. We also provide CPR training for adults and children. So if you're interested in becoming a certified phlebotomist, call us now at 346-255-2192. That's 346-255-2192. Classes begin the first Tuesday of every month in Houston, Texas, and the first Saturday of every month in Bryan, Texas. Payment plans are available, and we also follow CDC guidelines. So contact Elite Art of Phlebotomy Training today, where phlebotomy is more than a skill, it's an art. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're back here with Tonya Perry. We about to get into this. Listen. So, ladies and gentlemen, as y'all could see, she was about to give y'all some information. I had to stop because I knew where this was going. She jumped from the business side. Listen, you talked about that dude sitting in the back with that cap twisted backwards inside the church. I got a question. What is your main and I see how your son's dressed. I see how your husband dressed. I know how he is. So I know y'all both together make sure that when them fellas come in that building, they representing Fred G, Perry, and second generation, or Fred and second generation. I don't know if Fred and 2G. They represent them. Also, they represent Christ because it's ministry. Right. I have a pet peeve about fellas that come in like they gangsters. You know what I'm saying? They walk up in there like this, Miss Tonya, with the drumsticks in their hand, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to kill these drum. How do you feel about that?
I think it goes back to home training. Mm-hmm. You know, at the end of the day, there are a lot of things our sons probably would do if they could get away with it, but they know we're not. And I'm grateful, and we're so blessed because our children will respect us. Okay. And a lot of children don't respect their parents, and that's because their parents have done and said everything in front of them. Yeah. You know, so it's just they honor us, and I give God glory for that. Not that we've been perfect, but if I was ever going to do anything wrong, it would never be in front of my children, and I never say it in front of my children. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we've earned their respect. I'll just put it like that. But for the whole hat thing, I had somebody say, well, y'all just the Bible said, come as you are. The word does not mean in clothes. He's talking about your heart. He's talking about your heart. He's talking about your heart, not your clothes. Because that could initially mean you could come up in church with a bra and thong on. I mean, if you just come as you are, you know what I'm saying? So make it make sense. He is not talking about your clothes. He's talking about your heart. I ain't read when I get myself, you hear people say, when I get myself together, you're not able to get yourself together. Mm-mm. And so I just think, and this is my thing. We question every rule when it comes to church and ministry. But when you go into that courthouse with that white judge and they tell you to take that hat off, no questions asked, baby, because you're going to take that hat off. But when it comes to church, we just throw all the rules away. But I'm here to tell you, everywhere you go in every facet of life, and one thing about the music industry, especially the quartet industry, what we have to realize is the quartet industry is incorporated with people of all ages, senior citizens and babies. So when you go somewhere, you have to dress accordingly because you don't know who's looking at you. You have no clue. And I tell this story a lot. I was at the GMWA a few years ago, and the group that actually sounded the best did not win. You know why they didn't win?
Their appearance.
Because they had on pants they were ripped. And I mean, that's fine and good if you're going to a youth day or young people's event. But everybody knows all the judges at the GMWA are older. Oh. When in Rome, you need to do your homework. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When you're doing a showcase, especially when you know the judge is going to be of age, You better put you a suit and a tie on, a suit, a nice suit, nice shirt. I ain't even saying tie, but you better put you a suit on.
You know what? You know what, Tonya? I'm gonna interject right there. I did Christian rap for 15 plus years. And when I did Christian rap, most of the guys that I knew, they had the same attire every time they went somewhere.
Same swag.
They looked like they was off the streets. But you know what I figured out? I would go to these award shows and stuff. I remember going when they had the Texas Gospel Announcers. They used to have it all the time. Matter of fact,
they just had it.
Yeah. And I came to Nashville, Tennessee and did an event. But you know what I did? I watched people like, I'm gonna tell you, I watched people like P. Diddy. P. Diddy had a suit on. Jay-Z would wear suits in certain, the world knows.
They know.
But why we can't get it?
You know, I don't understand because, and we don't understand the importance of how you look. People see you before they hear you. You have never seen Fred Perry's Second Generation on stage out of uniform. Never.
Nope.
Never. We're going to always be in some kind of uniform. Always, because number one, we're representing the kingdom. Number two, you represent your mom and your daddy.
Yeah.
Right? Now, when we do outside events, we might wear a polo with our logo on it and some khaki shorts, or because it's 90 degrees, 95 degrees outside, you know, and it just makes sense. But when we're doing inside services, and you know, and it depends on what it is, you know, if it's an anniversary, we're always gonna dress nice, you know, extra nice, but it just depends on what it is. But we're always look, listen, if you can look like you can sing, even if you can't.
What?
I know what I'm talking about. When I was singing, we always dress nice, and people would say, I was gonna go, but shoot, I know y'all was saying they sharp. That's just the way people think. Just the way people think. And if you don't want people to think, you know, that you a gangster, then dress like one. Why would you be in the house of the Lord? And this guy said, well, what's wrong with it? I said, it's all about respect. Why is it when you go to your pastor's house, or when you go to a guest church, when you go to a church, why do you let the guest church eat first? It's out of respect.
Out of respect.
Respect. It's all about respect. And once you get that respect, and once you earn that respect, and I was telling somebody the other day, my boys do stuff they don't have any business. You know, heck, I've done stuff I didn't have any business. But look at Bernard. You have to be respectful. Respectful. Yeah. And then and people gonna lie. They're gonna talk about you, they talk about me. But let what they say be a lie. As long as you know, as long as the Lord knows, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But we have to present ourselves. Listen, I'm gonna always look rich if I don't have a dime. Listen, it's too many thrift stores, it's too many Goodwills. There is no excuse for you not looking good.
Wait, say that again. Say you gonna always what? Say it again.
I'm gonna always look rich if I don't have a dime. Man. Always. You'll never be able to look at me and tell I'm broke. Never.
You know, when we used to go to church when I was little, we had my grandmother. She was part of a group. Matter of fact, Bernard's on here. His grandmother. Our grandmother was part of a group called the Williamette Gospel Singers. They was from Hearn, Texas, and we would went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And somewhere in there, we had to sing. But I probably wore the same pants all 4 service. Nobody ever knew it because I wore the same pants, but I had a different shirt on.
Right.
And I had some nice shoes on. And it wasn't no Walmart back then. Them shoes probably came from like Perry's or something. But people didn't know because they had us dressed. So when I got older, we go to these concerts. And like you say, when you get on stage, it's the way you're supposed to look. You don't have to look all bummed out. Drummers, listen, I'm gonna say it now since Tonya here, she got my back. These drummers walking up in the church, pants hanging off their butt, got the backpack
like
on.
weed.
Yeah, and eyes all red and cat twisted backwards on the drum. and got the backpack on like you're going to school. You know, I mean, why?
There is a time and place for when you go into a church service, you need to look like you going to church. Period. You know, period. Now my guys do carry, well, everybody carries a backpack because they have their stuff in it. But it's just, you know, there's a way to do any and everything. And so many people that they think this is a joke. They think this is a gig. They think that this is, you're ministering to the men and women of God. You're ministering to people. There are some people that will, their heart may be pricked during your song service, that they may want to be saved. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you never know who's listening to you. Do you know I've had people to inbox me and say that I got saved? I contemplated taking my life until I heard you all sing Jesus Loves Me.
Yeah, that's my song.
You understand what I'm saying? You know, this is serious business. And my thing is, if you can just help one somebody along the way, then you know your living or your ministry is not in vain. This is not something that you play with. This is not something that you're just going from city to city so you can see the next man or the next woman or the next husband's wife or the next wife's husband. This is too serious for that. This is too serious for that.
Wait, Tonya. We got to go to another commercial because you just jumped into another one that I want to talk about. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, she done it again. Y'all better stay tuned because, look, we about to talk about this one because this one hit big a couple of years ago. Now, listen, I ain't the one that said that, but I'm going to go to a commercial. Now, mind you, I'll let you know all the commercials that I play on my show are done by Q Visual Production. This is a new commercial that I did, and I'll let y'all know about this company. The reason why this company is so important because now, due to the pandemic and your AC ducts and all these things are important to have clean. But anyway, this is a new commercial. I just had to let y'all know I did this commercial. But anyway, this is being sponsored by Air Care, Air One Care, Duct Care, Air One Duct Care, Air One. Be back.
In your home, dust starts to settle in your air ducts after just a few hours of non-movement. And when the system powers up, that dust begins to travel all over again, settling on your furniture, clothing, bedding, and floors. And let's face it, it's not just dust that lurks in those air ducts. Harmful contaminants and microorganisms live there too. Pet dander, bacteria, pollen, mildew, and other pollutants can all impact the air you breathe. That's when it's time to call One Air Care. One Air Care provides you with the air duct cleaning you need and deserve. One Air Care provides services for air duct cleaning and dryer vent cleaning. They also provide indoor surface sanitization that kills coronavirus with EPA registered disinfectant. So whether it be home, church, or the office, call One Air Care. Call 281-305-8445 or visit us at www.oneaircare.com. Servicing the Woodlands, Magnolia, Tomball, Conroe, Huntsville, and the greater Houston area. One Air Care.
All right, that segment was sponsored by One Air Care. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is Tonya Perry once again, CEO of Three Sons Management and manager of Fred Perry, second generation from Bolivar, Tennessee. That I got it right that time. I think I did. Now, listen, we got into a discussion and we're talking about gospel music industry. Look, we didn't do no guidelines because I told her, you talk about what you want to talk about. Okay. She just hit something that was real important because a lot of times when we go to events, she talked about some people leave their wives at home on purpose. Some women leave their husbands at home on purpose because they're trying to see what they can see when they can see what they can see. Listen, Tonya, what do you teach your sons, or what do you teach groups that you work with? Because you work with other groups. What do you teach them about that whole, your personal relationships or your personal relations when you're on the road in ministry?
My sons know because this is nothing new. I'm huge on integrity. Okay. They know that when we're on the road, and I'm sure they've done some stuff that I don't know about, but they're always, it's all about respect. Okay. It's all about respect. And my boys know, when Freddie dated Faith for about 7 years, and I've told him, if I find out y'all cheating on your girlfriend, I'm telling it. And they know I tell it. And we're a lot of times we're on the road when we leave a program. These girls, I have an age 18 social media rule in my house, so that's why you don't see Isaiah on Facebook, because he's not, because of the cougars. Okay, you know, it's because of the grown women who like little boys. Okay, so to keep me out of jail and to keep you know, them to have to come get me, I have age 18 social media rule for my handsome boys, so to keep me from going to jail. Okay, so because I know they're gonna be after me because y'all pitiful, you like little cheering, you know. So I just my rule, and when he gets 18 legally, he's an adult, and I can't say none of y'all grandmama says nothing to him.
Tell you, listen.
But I tell my boys, if she gets in your inbox and come for you like that, she does the next. You ain't the only one. That's what I tell my boys, because the Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. He ain't never told a woman go looking after no man. And that's what I tell him. If she came after you, it's somebody else she gonna come after. If she don't even know you, I like what I saw, and I'm like, this is so embarrassing. And my boys be like, they so thirsty. They, Ma, look, Ma. And y'all don't even know they be showing. I be like, oh, y'all pitiful.
Oh, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. That stuff gave Quartet a bad name for a long time. Tonya, you remember that? Like for years, Quartet singers were known at. Go ahead. You go ahead.
But here's the thing. This is what I try to tell. This is what I try to tell my gospel singers. If you a man, it's accepted if you want to be whorish. Come on here, somebody. It's accepted.
It's cool.
You can have a wife and 5 children by 5 other different women. You can be a pastor, and it's okay. He a man just like everybody else. But if you a woman, you trying to sing this what we call gospel, have one baby. They gonna crucify you from now until eternity roll. I know what I'm talking about.
Until what?
I know what I'm talking about.
Until what?
Eternity roll.
So listen, y'all.
It's a man's world. We just live in it.
Listen, and she not lying, because I done seen it. Listen.
She ain't not, they gonna call you, they gonna call woman a whore. But they ain't gonna call that man no whore.
Hey, let's tell you, when I was little, I remember traveling with this group, and I think most of them are gone now, but I remember traveling with this group, and you gonna know I'm telling the truth. They had a van with no seat in the back, and they had that puffy, remember that puffy bass amp with the 2 holes in it in the front? That's how long ago this was. They had a good time van, and in the good time van, they had that bubble, that moon window in the back. And it had curtains. I saw what I saw when I saw it as a kid, because I was traveling. I ain't know, man. Look, what I saw when I saw what I saw. Then I thought it was normal, because I thought that's what the men was supposed to do.
See, that's what's in the mind of the men and women. And I'll give you an example. When a few years ago, Freddie Poindexter asked me and Jonas both to be one of his hosts for his GTA awards. So me and Jonas did it together, and then we started doing some MCing together, doing some stuff. So nobody said nothing to me, of course, but people want to ask Jonas, what's going on between you and Tonya Perry? Y'all too close. Y'all vibe too good together. Okay, so every time a woman MCs with a man, is that what we going to? Every time a woman has a relationship with a man, they got to be doing something sexual? Really? Just because that's what you're doing, don't think everybody is doing it, okay?
And that's why they think it, because they doing it. That's why they think
I mean, really? It's sad. It's sad the way people think. You know, I mean, I've heard some of everything. She run him. Listen, let me tell you something. I run Fred Perry Second Generation because I'm the manager. But 537 Tennessee Street, Fred Perry runs this.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Cause look, I know Mr. Fred Perry. He funny joker, but boy, he looked like he what? Say what? Now,
okay.
But I'm
a
telling
quiet
y'all.
storm.
Yeah. And look, okay. While we on that subject, let's jump to something else. Competition, Tonya, is really big now. It was big back then. It was called, we gonna come and dump the house. We gonna come and cut the heads. We gonna come and do this and that. But now it's becoming almost so bad to where it's a physical thing. People are talking about musicians while they're up. They're talking about groups while these groups are up. They're talking about, and people in the audience are hearing them. Could you let groups know how important it is when other people hear you talking about the group that's up singing, and you get frustrated because when it's your turn, nobody's getting with you after a while?
I try to revert everything back to the word of God. The Bible says that in the last days, men will be lovers of themselves, boastful, prideful, and that's what we're seeing. Everything is me, I. And what I see a lot is, and you only make yourself look ignorant, unlearned. You really desecrate the character of your ministry. And this is what I try to make people understand. Whatever you do in ministry, it's not just you. I tell my boys all the time, they not gonna call Isaiah Perry or Jordan. They gonna say, they saying with Fred Perry them. Fred 2G, LP2G. That's Fred and Tonya's son. That's what they're gonna say. That's what they're going to say. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to tell these groups, you're not going to get in the house every time. Every time is not going to be your time. And you need that to keep you humble. And what I see a lot of times, this day and age, there are a lot of people that can sing. They can do the runs and riffs, even in quartet. But no oil. Oil-less.
Just dry.
Oil-less. Pretty voice, but no anointing. No anointing. The anointing is what breaks the yoke. There are people that can't even really sing that good, but what they're singing is from their heart. It's so powerful. They still anointed. It ain't about a pretty voice. A pretty voice and no power. We need some good voices with some power to be able to break some yokes. That's what we need. We need some people that gonna be convicted and convinced through your music to say, hey, this song has really touched my heart. And when I go to church next Sunday, I want to be saved. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want. It ain't about riffs and runs and who can sing the best, who can do the best runs. I can't stand all them riffs and runs. Just give me a simple song with some words that's gonna help me on my journey. All that, please, you miss me with that. Right. Let Kim Burrell be Kim Burrell. Okay.
And you know what, too? That I was gonna say that because there's no more originality, Miss Tonya. There's no more originality. People don't understand.
They're not looking for another Kim Burrell. They're not looking for another nothing. They're looking for somebody that's new, that's fresh. And this is what I try to tell people about Fred Perry Second Generation. When I go on CD Baby and I'm uploading our music and they say, what group do you sound like? And I was like, nobody. We have our own sound. We have our own uniqueness, our own music, but we have so many groups that are marking other people. And I know in South Carolina, they have this and when they sing in their song, a lot of the male singers, and that's just what they do. Now, when you hear people down here doing it, they marking somebody, something they done heard.
and I'm like, it's almost like you say now, it's like they're like everybody sounds like something. That's why a lot of people
trying to do what somebody else is doing.
And a lot of people, when they go to like shows like Sunday Best, they wondering why I didn't get chosen, because you sound like sound like something that won last year.
Exactly.
And I remember back in the day, there were 3 famous lines in the quartet back in the day. Did you get that power? I wonder, do you feel all right? And somebody got it on a Sunday. If I call your day, I said when I call your, and we heard so many people call day. We got tired of going up shaking the preacher, shaking the man's hand.
Who ain't gonna do that is me.
You gotta shake your hand. Did I call your day? You know, it's something serious. They got that calling your day. Look, I just said, look, man,
entertainment.
Exactly. I don't even remember what day mine was, Tonya. I just be like, I don't even remember. I just sit there and look at them. You know,
Hilarious.
So how do you feel about? I hear people talk about this ministry and entertainment. What percentage? Because there is a percentage, but how much entertainment is too much entertainment, and it takes the ministry back on the back burner?
I think this is the way I am. My boys do some moves. They do a lot of it's just impromptu. You know, it's just what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that no one that's up singing God's praises should operate in the flesh.
Right.
So if you walk in the spirit, you will not obey the lust of the flesh. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
In the spirit, and you will not obey the lust of the flesh, because your flesh will have you on stage doing some stuff
Man,
that's not like Christ. I'm serious. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a dancer. I've always been able to dance. But now, when you get on stage, you got to be careful that your moves are holy and not worldly.
Holy moves.
You understand what I'm saying? You know, I'm just saying. You know,
I know what you're saying.
We have to understand that there is a difference between operating in your flesh and operating in your spirit. There are a lot of people that like entertainment. In other words, a lot of time, like when we did a showcase, when we did our first showcase in Memphis with Lisa Noel, we sung a song, One More Blessing. When we said to my left, we moved to the left. To my right, that was our way of involving the crowd in what we were doing. And the people loved it. We were at a showcase. But at the end of the day, that was us symbolizing what we were saying. But it was all in good character, and it was done in integrity. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be careful about what you do, because you don't want to look like you in a club when you're on a church platform. There's a difference, okay? There is a difference. You want to make sure that what you're doing is exemplifying Jesus and the love you have for him and not the world. Okay?
Right. And man, look, I've seen it. You know, sometimes, you know, when they doing the quartet bump and people start shouting, that shout start turning into almost twerking. You borderline twerking, everything shaking. Your milkshake bringing the boys to the yard because you in there, you getting down. And then you turning around toward the audience. Mm-hmm. They don't see, they don't understand this stuff, Tonya. This is small stuff that people don't pay no attention to.
It's just like our bass player. I look at Cass. He's very comical. And I've seen him play with a lot of groups. But the way he acts with other groups and the way he acts with us is totally different. And they don't understand that, you know, when he moving, that's how he praises. That's his praise when he's moving with his guitar. That's what he does. That's the way that's his praise. Mm-hmm. Worship. That's him. And that's just him. Period. That's just what he does. Even with my son on the keyboard, when he get to jump, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
He's in the spirit. That's just him. And what he does.
He leave that keyboard. It's over.
He will leave that keyboard.
But see, like you say, there's a difference. You can tell And that's why I asked you that. You can tell when a group is up showing their behinds.
Right.
Versus them actually in the spirit singing. I could use this for example, and I know he don't mind. He probably ain't watching. But when I watch Philip sing, when I watch him sing with mental purpose, when I watch him, he can get into that song. Boy, that boy get to shaking that head while he's singing. He get to rocking, and that's his rock because he mimics himself after other people because he's new to quartet, only a few years. But when he started feeling the spirit for real, you can't do nothing with him. And he get the rocking and they get the grabbing. That's it. But that's genuine. He ain't looking. I've seen people do it and they looking at the women to see if the women watching them or the women looking to see if, and it's like, where do we draw the line? Because here's the deal. How much of that is God accepting?
Right.
That's my question.
And here's the thing. This is just going to put the icing on the cake. You cannot sing about a word that you don't know. You cannot sing about Jesus effectively if you don't know him. When you hear lead singers repetitively just keep saying the same thing, they don't have any word in them.
Ain't got no word.
Got a word if you have no word. What do you mean word? That means you need to get up on Sunday morning and take your butt to Sunday school. Because you can't ask questions in morning service. You need to go to Sunday school. Oh, Sister Perry, I can't. Okay, you can't go to Sunday school. Okay, that's okay. Well, you need to go to Bible study. Wednesday night, Tuesday. Okay? You have got to know. George Dean, amazing lead singer, amazing songwriter. Why? Because he knows the word. Lee Williams, amazing. Amazing. Why? Because they know the word. Tim Rogers, amazing singer. Why? Know the word. Okay? You cannot. My 17-year-old son that's been preaching since he was 13 actually knows more of the word than probably 80% of people in the quartet industry. I'm serious.
I believe you. I believe you.
It's the truth. So many grown people do not know the word of God. You just know how to sing. You definitely should know the word of God. You cannot, it's going to show up eventually that you don't know the word. We can tell if you know the word or not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We can tell because we're not going to get meat out of your singing. We're going to get milk.
And a bunch of
Right.
And I've seen that, and I've been told that. I had a guy tell me one time, I sung with a quartet group for a little bit, but I remember a guy saying, if your ad lib is always and you saying the same thing over, if you saying Jesus, you doing quartet, you just saying Jesus, and you say Jesus for 20 minutes.
Take you ain't said the word.
Yeah, you ain't said
to the word, Doc.
You ain't said Rosa Sharon. He's my provider. He's my healer. He woke me up this morning, started me on my way. He's a bright morning. If you ain't saying that, you Jesus.
Everybody know.
Jesus. What's the name?
And then they make it fast. Are you really doing that? You doing it now? Oh yeah, they in it now.
I'm telling you, but you telling some. It's funny, but you saying some good stuff because people will jump, and this man just the whole time ain't giving nobody word, nothing. You ain't got nothing up. You ain't got nothing up.
So many singers rehearse. They say we get so excited because we don't know anything about having things, being prosperous, don't know that the key to being prosperous is paying your tithe and paying your offering. Everybody's trying to find a quick fix to being broke. Pay your tithe, pay your offering. It's just that simple.
That's all you got to do.
It's just that simple. If you want to be blessed, pay your tithe and your offering.
And Dr. Norwood did a song like that, didn't he?
It's
Norwood.
Simple.
Yeah.
If you in let me tell you something that we do in Fred Perry second generation. When we do a service, we make, just say on the low $750. Whatever we make, we tithe 10% of that. That's right.
And it comes back. And people don't believe that it comes
That's
back.
Right.
All of that stuff ties into ministry, you know.
It does. It does.
It ties into ministry. You got people coming now. I'm gonna read some of these comments real quick. Somebody said, I had to call. Somebody said, every quartet group and artist should have been on this live tonight. We need to know the back of the stage, like the front of the stage. And she done brought y'all from the back to the front, back to the back again. The only time quartets go to church is at a quartet. Wow, is at a quartet program. Your lack of oil exposes your agenda.
Definitely.
And that's sad. And
it is.
And you know what I thought about? There are musicians that only go to church to play.
Not mine. You would never play for me.
They only come. I'm telling you, there are some that only go on Sunday morning on musicals. They're only there to play, get a couple of change, and leave. That's why they ain't got no word.
And then, and let me just talk about this, which is on a different subject.
Go ahead.
All these musicians want to get paid. Everybody want to get paid. Let me just explain something to the groups, okay? When a group first gets started, there is no money. Okay? You're building. You're making, even if you've been singing 2-3 years, you probably still aren't making money. It's taking everything that you can get. First of all, you're gonna start off going for gas money, whatever that looks like. And then somebody asked, well, how do you know when to increase your price? When people start asking for you. When people start people start asking for you and your name gets out there. You understand what I'm saying? And that's when you raise your price. You'll know, but don't raise it too quick because you don't bust a few houses because you'll hurt yourself. I know some groups hadn't even been singing as long as we have, and
oh my,
asking for 2,000, and because you're getting a lot of bookings. And don't be deceived, just because people are traveling a lot, that doesn't mean they're making a lot of money. We're still on the bottom. We're still local, still on the bottom of the totem pole, still trying to climb up. Because the reality is this, you don't want to set your price, your honorarium so high that people are able to comfortably get you to come to their service. I want them to be able to give us what we need and be able to take some home as well. You don't want to break people. And again, if you have a nice program, I can make buku money at this record table. Every program we've ever been on, I always make at least $300 to $500. Always.
And you know what, Tonya? We were taught if you study wrong, you stay at home. Because there are groups that I know that were great groups, but fell off the map so fast. Right. Because when you call, I've been places where I say, hey, wasn't such and such supposed to be a man? Shoot, they tried to charge us $1,500 and they right up the street. Like you talking about like 10 miles up the road, but you only been singing 2 years, maybe 3 years.
Right.
Prophet Giles just said he had some groups that he has that singing for 2 months want to pay him $500. Right. But hey, so okay, that brings a serious question. And you kind of knocked on it, but I don't want to get into your paid consultation when I ask this question. At what point do you have a certain point, like when you teach about this, do you give a certain guideline to when you give like certain signs to when you know that it's time to, you kind of said something, but
okay, like, first of all, if you do not have material, you can't charge, period.
Okay.
Okay. Nothing but gas. All right. And when people start want you, eventually a lot of people will say, well, if I invite Fred Perry second generation, I know the people will come for them. Okay. And when people start wanting you and showing that they want you, then that's when you can charge a little bit more money. But if you're going to a program that's a ticketed program and they're charging $10, if you can't produce, if your name can't produce 100 people, then you can't charge $1,000. Hello, somebody. If your name can't produce the people to make the money, and then we have to think realistically. If people are kind enough to think enough of you to bring you, at least your price should always be negotiable. Always be negotiable. When we came to Bryan, Texas, and Donnie and Bernard to tell you this, when we came for the first time, we came for the low, just for our expenses and food. We never asked for rooms, never. And we got our own rooms. Because we've never been to Bryan. They saw us on Facebook. We never been to Bryan. And we made money, and they treated us like kings and queens in Bryan, Texas. I have to shout out to Men of Purpose. If you ever want to be treated like royalty, come to Bryan, Texas for Men of Purpose. They are an amazing group of young men that really know how to make you feel at home and know how to treat you good. So, but we gave them the low ball because, a lot of people didn't know us. They knew us from Facebook, but everybody ain't on Facebook. But when we got there, we had a time. Both times. We had a good time. Both times when we came. So we were just honored. And the second time we came, we got a little bit more, but we still wasn't trying to hurt them, because this is what I've always said. Any group that has taken the risk and booked any group of mine for the first time, they'll always get the lowest price. Always.
See, you gave me, you got me. See, I don't even do all this stuff no more. Comedy was my thing. And but I'm going to say this, even in comedy, I had to grind to get the name, to get a $500, $600, $700, $800, $1,500 show. It took me 10, 15 years to get that thing down right. And it's like you said, you go to an event and people got tickets. I've been invited to events where tickets was $75.
Yeah.
And guess what? Them $75 tickets, I already know, oh man, I'm gonna go in here and kill this show. With a comedian, we can say that because we doing comedy. It's natural laughter. I said, I'm gonna go in here and kill these people. These people gonna be laughing because I got to. They paying $75 to come in here, and I'm the only entertainment they got.
Right.
So you know what happened? When I started going, I gave the best I had. And that's what a lot of groups don't do. They don't give the best. They go show out. What I mean by give the best, what you just said, dressing right, your presentation, integrity. That's your best. Make sure your music is right there under the singers. That's your best. I got a question right here for you. It's an anonymous question. And it says, what if you have a non-promoting manager? How much should a manager promote the group that they manage? So I guess basically saying, if you have a manager who's not a promoter, how much time should they spend promoting, or should they get a promoter? I guess should they have a separate entity as a promoter? I think if they don't, I see what he's saying. If the manager does not have promoting skills and don't know how to promote, should they? How much time should they put in a promoter, or should they go find someone to do their booking and promoting?
You can't. I put out a DVD called How to Be an Effective Manager. Okay. There's a difference between being a booking manager and a business manager.
And I think that's the question. Okay.
So most groups can't afford to have 2 or 3 people doing all of that. Most people just don't like to do a certain thing, but you can't be in management if you don't like to promote. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
If you don't like to talk to people, you can't be in management. If you're a shy and you don't like to walk up to people and that you don't know. And you know, like when I go to programs, I walk up to people I don't know. I'll say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is," but that's my personality. But if you know that's not you, you can't be in management. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody. I think what I do is a calling. Okay, it's what I was called to do. You know, out of all that I do, I'm a singer, I'm a musician, I'm a preacher. It's a lot of things that I teach school. I have a beauty salon I've had for 19 years. And out of all of that, what I love to do more than anything is management. More than anything. If I had to give up all of my jobs and keep one, it would be management. Because I have a heart for it. And I know that's what I was called to do. So you have to know it's not just about making money or making when you're in the will of God and you're doing what you were called to do, you will be effective and good at doing what you do. And anybody that wants to get into management, because you can be made into being a manager, but first of all, you got to be able to listen, you got to be able to hear, you got to be able to take constructive criticism. Because anybody that knows me, if you don't want to know the truth, do not ask Tonya Linnell Ellison Perry. Because if you ask me, I'm going to tell you. Okay? I'm going to tell you. You know, I'm going to tell you. Now, if you like me, I'm over all of my group's pages. And I post for them all the time. You cannot, even during this pandemic. Okay, this is what we did last week. So Fred Perry and Second Generation, we did our live April the 10th when we released our single, I Appreciate You. Okay, so we've done a little bit. I try to post, do a thing. Thank you, Ashley. I try to, a little something, just to stay in the face of the people, because out of sight is out of mind. So if you don't get on your page and say something weekly, everybody that's an artist, you need to get on your page at least once or twice a week and say something. I don't care what it is. Post a scripture. Do something to stay relevant and stay in the face of the people. Okay, if you're not doing nothing but at the dinner table eating, say, "Hey, how y'all doing? We're eating Sunday dinner." Just say hello to the people. Stay relevant. Last week, I wanted to give away because I'm big on giving. Last week, the Lord just put it in my heart. That's why I know I was called to do this, because most people don't even think along these lines. I wanted to do a Name That Tune. We have 2 full albums and we have 2 singles out. So what I put out there that we were going to do Name That Tune with Fred Perry, Second Generation. So I got all of my boys and my husband on this, on a Zoom. We're on the on StreamYard, and we went live Thursday night. And so my oldest son played the music, and I gave away over $100 worth of money. We gave over Cash App $10, $15, $20, $25. I gave away hoodies. I gave away masks. I gave away DVDs. I gave away our single. I gave away a ticket to Said King's program. We gave away about 10, 12 different prizes. But that was our way of giving back and standing. And I mean, when I tell y'all, the people were on, and it was fun because they were like, "Oh, I don't remember that song." Yeah, that song, it was my way of staying in the face of the people. You can't be in management if you're not creative. You got to think out of the box. You got to do something different, something vibrant to keep your group afloat. Think something, be creative. If it's nothing but for Thanksgiving, we fed 110 senior citizens. We went to all of the senior citizen complex here in Bolivar. We fed 110 people. And when I tell you, it felt so good to be able to help those people. That's ministry.
And you know what? And you know what you
ministry.
And you know what you didn't do? You didn't show everybody. That's one of the things that I like when you said y'all did it. Well, I wouldn't have known y'all did that if you wouldn't have told me. And I think
we posted a few pictures.
I saw a couple of pictures.
Yeah, but it wasn't like,
because I saw
and I did that to paint a picture for all the other artists. Although you're not singing, there's still ministry.
It's something to do.
Fun. That was my whole point. This is ministry. It's not just about you getting, it's about you giving.
And you know what? I read a I read a book, and I don't know if you've read this book. John Maxwell. John Maxwell said in his book, he said a man is never given an award for giving. I mean, for receiving. You're never given an award for receiving. Meaning the only time you get an award is because you gave something.
That's right.
So what people don't understand is even when you get your reward, if you go to heaven, when you go to heaven, you getting that reward because you gave. That's right. You wasn't. That's right. Give me, bring me in. Let me come sing. Let me do this. Let me do that.
You can't expect to reap like I reap because you had sown what I sowed. You had sown what I sowed.
Exactly.
If you sow sparingly, you'll reap sparingly. But if you sow big, if you want to reap big things, you gotta sow like you want to grow. You got to. Some of you all don't give to nobody. If I can't be a part of a service when I know somebody's having an anniversary, I buy 2 tickets here. Give this to somebody. Bless somebody else. If you want to be a blessing, that's how you be blessed. Stay in the face of the people. Help people. Bless people. There are all kind of ways to bless people. You just got to think.
And you know what? You know what else? How do you feel about and you let me know when you got to go. Because I like this conversation here. But how do you feel about you have groups that, I mean, I talked about this last night and it kind of bothered me. It bothered me so much to see it, and not just groups, but this was just talking about in general. But like I see it all the time. You got groups, you share flyers, you share concerts, you share people's radio shows. I've seen it.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about there are those that know they have people that's going to share. And I'm not talking about big timers. I'm not talking about Harvey Watkins and them, because we know the Williams brothers. I'm not talking about the Brown sing. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about us that's still on the same level trying to get there.
Right.
And how do you feel about those, or what do you have to say to people who they expect everybody else to give them their luncheon pad? But they giving that luncheon pad and they know people, but there's individuals that's giving them their luncheon pad that's trying to lunch themselves, but the person they're lunching is never taking that time to help lunch the other ministry. Okay. And I see people say it all the time. You don't share mine, I don't share yours. And I don't think that's the mentality. I think what it is, people don't understand is we kingdom building. So you can't build a kingdom by yourself.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I don't think people understand about being effective in your marketing. This is what people don't understand. You can tag me in your post and you can post it on my page, but my people really not going to see it unless I share it myself.
That is.
That's what you all don't understand.
That is.
I think it's rude and I think it's disrespectful for you to tag somebody in a post with 100 people without their permission. And they don't have anything to do with it. Now, you don't have an anniversary for 20 years and never had me on it, but you keep tagging. Why are you tagging me? That's disrespectful. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remove the tag. I'm telling you, I am removing. And some people I tell.
Hey, I want you to say that for the people in the back. Because I've seen people do it.
You want to use me
to build your platform,
to build your audience. And that's not even how it works. You can tag me. Okay, and this is the thing. You're going to tag me in a post with 99 people. And then every time you get a notification, I get a notification. Okay? That's disrespectful. Especially if I didn't give you permission. And then some of y'all have the gall to send me a video in my inbox. I don't even know you. And if I don't know you, you think I'm gonna click on the video? Who ain't clicking on no video is me. It could be porn for all I know. You got Sister Perry twisted. because I'm not gonna click on. And then my thing is, if you want, this is what I teach artists. Listen, if you want somebody to listen to your music, if you want somebody to buy your music, there is a right and wrong way to do anything. Don't just put something in somebody's inbox. Hello, my name is, and I sing with da da da. If you don't mind, do you mind listening to my music and telling me what you think? Yeah, because if you just put it in my inbox, I'm not looking at it. What am I supposed to do with it? Eat it? What? Nothing. Nobody's saying anything. That please stop doing that. That is so
disrespectful.
Very disrespectful. And I'm like, and some people, I never see your name on my timeline unless you tagging me in something. You finna be history. I'm giving y'all a warning. Never see your name unless you tagging me in something. You don't never like nothing on my page. Tag Tonya Perry. She got a lot of followers. I got a lot of followers that I earned.
Right.
Nothing for you.
Right.
That's what y'all don't understand.
And that's where the part come in at. And I talked about it last night, and I said it's one of those things where it's almost like being taken advantage of. You know, you taking advantage of, because if I share yours and my friends see it, or if you tag me and my people see it. Now, I have probably about 3,000-4,000 followers that follow, not friends, the ones that follow. Yeah. And I got my Instagram and all this other stuff. But I do know there are friends that I got that have, I got a friend that got 500,000 followers. You know, I got people. So when they get the tagging in, then all they people and it trickles down. Right. It may not show, but what happens is people know that. So they can tag you all day. Tag. Right. But then when I tag you, I look on your page after you done tagged me 100 times. I tag you and I look on your page and you didn't accept my tag. That's a problem. Right.
Exactly.
You know? That's
exactly.
a problem.
I see it all the time. Then there's some people that are kind of big in the industry that I'm friends with. And, we get a picture, or we take a picture together. And, I tag them in. If I post it, never see it. Okay, then. Now, when you do the same thing, guess what I'm going to do?
Miss Sandra said
what people do, though.
Yeah, Miss Sandra said they tag you, but won't share anything. Yes, ma'am. That's right, Miss Sandra.
Exactly. My thing is, that's right. It's just, and what blessed me, a lot of people want the same notoriety that you have, but they don't want to invest in themselves the way you invested in yourself, or the way I invested into myself. I earned this. I worked hard. I spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of time. I went to the conference. I didn't just go to the Ecclesia to sit back and look and hug a wall and see who coming in, who fine, who ain't fine, who got the best lashes, who got the best shape. None of that. I went to learn to be empowered. Wisdom is knowledge is powerful. When you gain that knowledge, you become powerful. The more knowledge you gain, the more powerful you become. You set yourself apart from everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? When you learn the business of music, it's only about 10%, 20% at max about your ability as an artist to sing. And everything else is business. 80 to 90% is all about business. Don't get your business in order and you'll be left behind.
And you talked about something in the middle of your conversation. I try to catch you because you be throwing it out there. I'm trying to catch you when I catch them good points. You said invest in yourself.
Right.
And this is what you tell me if I'm wrong. Record labels, which there are not many of them picking up artists now, but when they did pick them up a lot back in the day, record labels were only picking people up that approved themselves to work.
Exactly.
They
this is what a lot of people make the mistake. They hire me and they want me to do certain things. And then a lot of groups say, are you going to work for me like you work for your husband, your boss? No, I'm not. And I tell them up front, because there's a distinct difference in what I can do for Fred Perry second generation versus what I do for another group. What I mean by that is, if I'm up at 1:00 in the morning and I go on Amazon, I go on the site and I see a good suit that I like or a nice shirt, now I don't have to wake nobody up and ask them, do y'all like this? Or can I buy this? Or can y'all send me some money? So this is my husband and my children. I don't have to have their authorization. I can use my own ching ching and ching ching. But now with another group, I got to wait on everybody to see if they like it. And you got to go through a dissertation. And everybody got to wait on the 5th of the month or the 6th or the 15th to get their money to come in. And, you know, with my boys, I don't have to do all that. This is baby boy bombard.
Who is that right there?
Isaiah.
Isaiah, what's going on, man?
Oh, snap my fault. Come on in here and speak to people since you done bombarded.
What's going on, Isaiah?
You got something in front of it. Because I didn't want you to come in. Mr. Q from Bryan, Texas.
What's up, Isaiah? I ain't seen that man. I can't see your face. What's up, baby?
I need to chop. Don't make it.
Oh, boy, that boy right there is crazy.
Tell them what it's like having your mama as your manager.
Yeah, tell me. Hey, since you there, Isaiah, tell the audience, tell the people, what is it like having your mom as your manager?
We being completely honest.
Yeah, be honest. Be honest. Don't cuss though.
You have no say so. Whatever she say goes. That's the main point.
She just said that too. She just
like it's no arguing. You can put up all the fight you want to. At the end of the day, she gonna do what she want to do. Like, there's no point. You wasting your breath.
So hey, Isaiah,
have I ever stirred you wrong?
One outfit.
He said one outfit.
But besides that, nah, she ain't never stirred us wrong.
So I got a question before you leave. We're gonna talk to the young singers. There's some young singers on here. How do you maintain your, because I asked your mom about entertainment and ministry. How do you differentiate the two when you up singing? What do you focus on most? You focus on the ministry or you focus on the people looking at you? What you focus on the most?
Let me get a comfortable spot. When I was younger, I sung because I really wanted to. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily because like they made me. So it's just something that just I've been doing for so long that I really never learned the entertainment side of it. I just always known to sing from my heart because everybody know the old me where I used to cry and all that. Like that's just how I was. There wasn't none that people taught me or anything like that. That's just me. So everything you see on stage, that's just the true Isaiah.
So straight from the heart. See, that's why I like you, man. Even though you're taller than me now. Yeah. That's why I like you. And y'all see this for yourself. Miss Tonya Perry wasn't just talking. He just told y'all. When she's a manager, she's the manager. It's the manager. And a lot of y'all Miss Tonya, they don't want to accept management.
They don't. They want to give you limits on what you can do. And if I'm limited, then I'm not your manager.
Hallelujah.
If you can't trust the person that you hired to be your manager, then they don't need to be your manager. If you don't trust their instinct, and if you don't trust that they have enough Jesus in them to be led by the Spirit of God to do what's right, then you need to hire somebody to be your manager because they're representing you and they're your voice when you're not there. They're your voice. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't trust people, and I see this a whole lot too, and then I hear people say, they didn't do nothing for me. Ooh, y'all get on my nerves saying that. Why are you expecting somebody to do something for you when you won't even do nothing for yourself? It only works if you do something for yourself. Listen, I can tag you in stuff. I can get on your page and make posts for you all day long. But I don't know your people like you know your people. You are your own best advertisement, not me. I can post you on 3 Sun Management page. I can post you on Tonya Perry page. But I don't know your folks like you know your folks. I manage Divine Nature out of New York. Rochester, New York. I do not know their people. And I say, guys, you all have to do your own push it, and I got your back. It's different when you talk about my family because we're in the same house. We know the same people. But when you talking about a group that lives 17 hours from me, we're in two totally different circles. So you have to push your own ministry, and then I got your back. I'm gonna help push you some more. But we don't even know the same people. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to brand your own self. I can give you a limb, but you're gonna have some more limbs. You're gonna have to add some more limbs to those limbs to make the tree. Come on here, somebody.
Listen, you done gave us the 1-2 hit a quitter. Cause listen, a lot of groups should, like they say, should be on here watching, but it's not really about the groups watching, because somebody gonna go back and watch this video. Yeah, they gonna watch the video. And the reason I asked that question was because you see it all the time. You see it all the time. You see it from the manager's perspective. You see it from, I've seen groups, man, I ain't worried about you, and they talking to the manager. I've seen groups. I think the thing now is nobody has that dignity anymore. And it's not that you're scared of a person, it's that you have to have that level of respect to, like you say, trust that manager. So I got to be
honest, you go on.
No. I got a question for you. If it came down to it, and this is your family, your sons, would you fire a person in your family group if you had to?
Definitely. Ask them. Ask them. They'll tell you.
Oh, now that's a real manager.
And this is what any group that I manage, I have to have a sit down with them. When I started managing Divine Nature from Rochester, New York, they flew me to Rochester. And I had a sit down meeting with them, because people talking on the phone can say one thing, but when we're face to face, I really can begin to vibe, and because my calling is prophetic, so I can read real good, and when I'm in your face, I really can vibe good. You know what I'm saying? And so I can feel people's heart, and and I'm just gonna tell it like it is. You know what I'm saying? If you don't go to church on Sunday morning, I can't manage you. If you don't know the word of God, I can't manage you. If you're not convicted by sin, I can't manage you. It's just that simple. If you're gonna be a musician that plays for me, can I just be real? I know I have musicians that smoke weed. I know that. This is my thing. They're gonna get delivered. Because the Bible said the word will either draw you or drive you. They will eventually get delivered. But in the meantime, I need you to respect this ministry. And when you come here, I don't need to smell nothing. I don't. When we take this stage, I don't need, because if I smell anything, I ain't gonna say nothing to you. But when it come time for checkup time, and I give my son that money to give y'all, you won't get yours. It's just that simple.
And look, I got quiet. Go ahead, keep going. I'm listening. Keep going.
I mean, it's just that simple, because you have to set a precedent. You have to set a precedent. You have to set rules. You have to set regulations, because on your job, you're representing us everywhere you go, your ministry everywhere you go. Okay. And on your job, if they tell you, if you come here high and we drug test you, you're gonna get fired. Guess what? These people not playing with you. These people are not playing with you. And if you got to get high every time you pick up a guitar, or every time you pick up a keyboard or some drumsticks, you need to go get delivered. Okay? You need to go get delivered. Because deliverance, you need to be delivered. I mean, I'm serious. You need to get delivered. For real.
You right. And I got a question for you. Let's and we're probably gonna go here in a minute, because I think not in a minute, but in a few minutes here, because you might have a little more nuggets you can give for free. So as a manager, we're gonna shift and talk about the manager just a little bit. How important is it for the manager? I've seen managers that manage groups and they get on social media, or not just necessarily managers, promoters, people who are in the gospel business, the gospel music industry, wherever part they may play, but they would get on Facebook. And now this is, yes, tell them, no. Can you tell the people? Because a lot of people think it's cool to just act the fool. And there's a way to get on and talk on a live and have integrity. But there's a way that's just not acceptable.
I'm going to tell y'all something about me. If you are a part of these lives where people are getting on badgering the people whose music that you listen to, bad mouthing, talking about this one did this one did that. If you are that person that loves that foolishness, and if you're that person that loves to get on and see people talking about people, if you're that person, then you're a part of the problem and the solution. Mm-hmm. Okay? If you are that person that gets on Facebook, badgering people, downing people, talking about people, and they ain't this and they ain't that, you will get blocked from me. I am not friends with anybody on social media that gets on badgering people. They have officially been blocked. Because why? Because God is not the author of confusion. And you all get on there and y'all don't understand they do this stuff to get numbers and you all give it to them. Well, I ain't gonna look while they on. I'm gonna go back when they get out. You still giving a number. Separate yourself. That ain't God. That is not God. That is not of God. Because God is not the author of confusion. Okay? Please.
Hey, I'm saying, y'all, everything she's saying, I just said before, it's just better coming from a professional, you know, because
we just make ourselves look so bad.
Yeah.
In our industry, we make ourselves look so bad because we do it to ourselves. We do it to ourselves, nobody else. And then people try to say, Quartet ain't like it used to be. That's a lie. The only difference is people been fornicating. They've been committing adultery. They've been having outside children for as long as this world has existed. The only difference is social media, cell phone. You ain't got to wait 9 months to know what's going down. Okay? Mm-hmm. The only difference is you got a camera. You can get stuff done quick now. You ain't got to call nobody. You can video. Technology. That's the only difference.
See, back in the day, you know, you didn't find out till you got about 20 and realized that dude looked like that dude that played the guitar.
Okay, then. All right. All right. Ain't nothing changed.
It's the same thing. It's just speed up. We can see it. And I think the biggest issue we have, and I had to work on this because my wife had to tell me. I don't know if you ever seen it, but I probably hadn't met y'all yet, but I would get on Facebook and let them have a 1-2 hit a quitter. I didn't care, but I learned how to do it tastefully because now people watching me, kids watching me, you know, and I tell people when people watching you and you start losing, it's you know you done something wrong when you post something and in 2 hours you got 2 people that are commenting on your post, and normally you have a slew of people. Right. You done, and people don't understand it. There are a lot of people that you hinder more people than you draw in.
That's right.
You know, you think it's cool, and a lot of us think it's cool to do all this posting, and we hinder more people than we pulling in.
Do you know I know so many groups that have missed out on services because of their Facebook page?
Wow.
Your Facebook page will make you or break you. You don't know who's looking at your page. You have no clue who's looking at your page from far and near. from far and near. That's right, Bishop Prophet. Quartet is not dying. It's in transition. That's the truth. And I just need everybody on this line to be a part of the solution and not the problem. And this is the reality. At the end of the day, all of us have sinned and fallen short. None of us have the room or the space to say nothing about anybody. I may not have done what you have done. I may not have did it the way you did it, but I've done some things wrong in my life. But guess what? You can remember it. You can remember it, but guess who done forgot about it? Okay, then.
God done forgot.
You can remember it, but the Lord has forgotten, and that's the only person that I'm concerned with. Period. Just like, and if you don't forgive, you won't be forgiven. Stop holding stuff over people's head that they did back whenever they did it. And stop, thinking that, we're all a subject to error at some point in our life. I'm just thankful that God done hold stuff against me like man tries to do. And one thing about it, if you want to be blessed, stop encouraging people. And if you see some girl ain't dressed right, instead of talking about her, pull her to the side. Pull her to the side. Pull her to the side. Okay? In the book of Titus teaches us the older women are supposed to teach and train the younger women. We think common sense is common, but it is not. There's so many people that don't know. It's obvious that you don't know, or you wouldn't be dressed the way you dress. It's already hard for a female in the industry. And you're going to get up here with all your cleavage showing. You're going to get up here with all your rolls showing. You're going to get up here with all your dents showing. Listen, let me tell you something. And this for free. I don't care what size you are, my sister. Invest in you some Spanx, your best friend. I'm not a big woman, never have been. But you ain't going to never see me out of line. You ain't going to never see nothing jiggling, nothing shaking. Because I'm dressed like that. But I know what to wear under my clothes. Hello, somebody.
Listen, Tonya, while you on that, tell these men about these pants that you can see the heartbeat on their thighs. And these shirts that be about the...
That's cute. My thing is, if you don't want people to put you in a class to make you questionable about your sexuality, then you need to govern yourself accordingly. That's all I'm going to say. Now,
there it is.
If you want to be respected as a man, that's what you need to look like. Okay?
Well, there it is. And
that's all I got to say.
And she said it. I didn't say it. Because here's the deal. People pick up what they see. Like we talked about. People pick up what they see. And I asked them, where did you get that from? Why your pants so tight? Why your shirt so tight? And the bottom button doing this on your jacket. And your jacket is tied up around you right up in here. And the jacket is too little. I'll wear the size I wear. I ain't got no business walking around with no 1X. I tried to put on my wife's shirt by accident. That was the most uncomfortable thing in the world forever. So why do we do it? Is it a trend? Is it a spirit?
Attention. I made a post tonight about attention. And people don't understand that's a spirit. That's a spirit. It's something mentally wrong with you when you require that much. Everybody like attention. We just tell the truth. We like everybody but some attention is not good attention, and you're gonna expect the wrong attention. Okay?
Prof said we don't want to see your imprint while you singing.
Oh, it's sad. It's sad.
Oh God.
But most of the men that's doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Sister Perry, let's
Who was that talking about the pastor sitting in the pulpit? Baby, let me tell you something. What I tell Pastor Perry, he already know. He already know. If he wrong in that pulpit, when I do this, he knows.
What you do? What you do?
You know what that means.
Listen.
My thing is, if you don't want me sitting with my leg wide open.
Oh Lord, Jesus. Oh Lord, you done tore my platform up tonight, Lord. Lord Jesus.
2 claps, you know what I mean.
I used to do I had this character named Deacon Ray. I may bring him back one day, but I used to get up in front of the church and I said, women, you're worried about the pastor looking at you. Don't sit on the front row showing your milk and your cookies.
That's right.
You're just sitting there on the front row or in the car or singing.
Dare you to say something to them.
Yeah. It's what they do. Like you say, it's for attention, but for the wrong attention that we get it. And that's why the quartet have such a bad name, because most people think that's where it came from. Mm-hmm. Most people think that's where it came from.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times quartet get the bad end of the stick. They get beat down because you have groups like Fred Perry, and you have groups like Men of Purpose. You have groups like from Brian, the Mighty Sincere Voices. You have the Gospel Legends and all these groups, but it gives them a bad name because they've seen so much happen with other groups and they tie it all in.
Right.
You know,
that's it.
They tie it all in.
That's it.
So you helped us tonight. You came in to help us. You helped us. but I want you to tell everybody how because you have some websites where do you have websites where we can get your DVD and
you have to purchase that for me, basically for me. My manager's training. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to do another one this year.
Really?
I did that one in 2018, but I'm getting ready to do another one just to talk about some other things, some updated things, how to survive a pandemic, how to remain relevant during a pandemic when you can't go out and do shows. What some things that you can do. So I'm definitely going to do that this year. And but mostly anything, you can inbox me. If you haven't liked my page, Three Sons Management, go to Three Sons Management page and follow me. Like my page, I greatly appreciate it. If I have anything going on, I'll be there. It'll be right there on that page. Thank you to everyone who's came on tonight to listen to me ramble. This is what I love to do. I love to empower people. And I also want to say this. I was just led to say it. Stop judging a book by its cover. Get to know people. Mm-hmm. And don't take anyone else's word for who somebody is. Get to know people for yourself.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the big things we need to work on. And I see a lot of people. I hate this person because this person hate this person. This person don't like this person.
Right.
And this person.
They'll show you who they really are.
Yeah.
No worries. In due season, they'll show you who they really are.
And I'm glad you was able to come on this platform tonight and talk to the people. And ladies and gentlemen, listen. If you look at the bottom of my screen, you see that Cash App down there? Send something, because she gave y'all some info tonight. Send something. Is that the Rebel?
That's Frederick. Come, Fred, y'all.
Oh, that's the shouting keyboard player. Look at him.
What's up, y'all?
Hallelujah.
That's good.
Oh, what's up, man? What's up? Yeah. They done got done rehearsing. See, they rehearsing pandemic. They rehearsing. Some of y'all sitting at the house eating ice cream. Pandemic, they rehearsing. But like I said, we're glad you came on, because y'all, there's a Cash App right there. If y'all took what she said and grabbed it by the horns and understood everything she said, look, y'all better send us some Cash App right in there. Y'all better send us some Cash App right in there. And we thank you for coming out and talking to us and talking to us. Lexus just put a post up for you, Lexus Robinson, down at the bottom. I ain't say this right here. Here she go.
That's it, Miss Tonya. Don't listen to what someone else called and said about me. Call me, ask me, get it from. That's right, Lex.
And Mr. Giles says, that's right. She will be in Houston in November. Is that official? She'll be in Houston in November
official.
for G3, y'all. And listen, y'all, let me tell y'all something. The reason I brought her on tonight is because I want her to say it. I want people to come on the platform and say it. I just ask questions. A lot of times I even know the answers. I don't know everything, but you'll accept it from a professional who does it. You know what I'm saying? And we glad that you came in. Like I say, y'all hit that cash app right there.
And y'all listen, y'all see the shirt I have on? It says 3 Sons Management. When I'm out working, I'm always representing. Always wear your brand. Always wear your brand. Always wear your brand.
Did y'all see that? Wear your brand.
Advertisement.
Wear your brand.
That's right.
Hey, I'm working on mine, Tonya. I'm see that behind me right there. That's gonna be on everything.
You good.
I'm working.
You good.
I'm working on it. Yeah. So I've learned a lot. Honestly, I've listened to a lot of different people. I've learned from a lot of people, and I've listened and I've learned that you stay in your lane. I stay in my lane. Right. And I do what I do, and I let the quartet singers do what they do, and and that's another thing. You stay in that lane as long as you remain that important component of that vehicle. Your vehicle will never die. That's what my papa told me.
That's right.
Never.
That's right.
Never. So if you the steering wheel, you do the steering wheel's job. You let the key do its job. You let the tires do its job, and the engine, and you're a perfect running, fine-tuned machine.
That's it. That's it.
So you got anything else you want to tell the great people before we leave here?
Just be encouraged, everyone. Don't get be not dismayed. I know we've just gone through a pandemic, still going through a pandemic. It's not over with yet, but you can still be proactive. You still can do ministry, even though you're not going to churches and doing big program. You can still do ministry. Put God first. Let Him lead you every step of the way. And life is a circle. You have to realize that when it's your season, it's gonna all come together. But while you're waiting, continue to work. Everybody's not gonna be a superstar. Everybody's not gonna get a Stellar. Everybody's not gonna get a Grammy. But those people that got those rewards, they paid the price for them. Do you understand? And please believe me, every level is greater devils. If you can't stand being talked about, then you'll never go to the next level, because every level, more and more people going to talk about you. More and more people are not going to like you. So if you can't handle it on this level, being local, you're never going to be a professional. Amen, somebody. You got to be able, no cross, no crown. So if you're trying to go up in the industry, you got to understand it's some things you're going to have to go through.
Wait a minute, Tonya. I don't know what's going on in this comment box, but Lord, this Ashley Williams and this
So you telling me you can't smell them before they hit the stage?
I don't know what just happened. That just threw me. I don't know what just happened right there. Lord Jesus. Y'all have blessed my soul tonight. Listen on this platform. And like I say, I thank you for coming seriously and talking, because like I say, it's needed and people need to hear. And I have others who are coming in. I don't know if you ever heard of BBJ. He's the first Christian rapper that went mainstream back in the day. He was with Mary and Hezekiah Walker. That's my good friend. He's going to be on the platform, and he's going to talk about the marketing part of the industry. And I'm just glad to have people like that coming in on my little platform. You know what I'm saying?
We appreciate you, and it's all positive. We appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am, and I appreciate you for coming out, and we thank you so much, y'all. Hey, y'all there, y'all wave at Miss Perry or whatever. Wave in that Cash App. That's where you wave at. Waving that good old Cash App right there. You saw them big old boys standing on that camera right there. The boys can eat about 2 or 3 burgers. I bet you.
You better know it.
That tall, skinny one, So, like I said, once again, we thank you, and y'all stay tuned. And like, I love to listen to like y'all. When I hear these fellas, I feel like I grew up with Isaiah, because I done listened to his voice go from because he started changing in the middle of the song. You know, so I'm glad to see them as role models for the young men. You know, and like you said, they're not perfect, but the integrity and staying distinguished at all times shows that you and your husband did what it took to raise them. You know, to admonish God at that time. So, oh Lord, Miss Sandra said, wait a minute. Ashley's talking again. they clouded. I'm gonna let you read this stuff later. We can't keep you on here all night. But Miss Tonya, thank you for coming in again.
You're welcome.
God bless you. God bless you.
All right.
You.
Thank y'all so much.
Yes, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tonya Perry, and we had her on tonight, and we were so glad to have her on tonight. If you enjoyed her, listen, I want you to make sure that you see the Cash App at the bottom of the screen. This Wednesday night, we're going to have Natalie Samuels, Virginia Red Wine with the Cultural Conversation. We're going to have the reboot of Swagger Academics Coaching 2.0. If you don't know what Swagger Academics is, listen, if your kid need help in school, outside of school, very important, contact Natalie Samuels with Swagger Academic Coaching. Also, we have some awesome people coming up in the next few weeks. We have BBJ. We have, I can't even tell you that person right there. We have some authors coming from up north. Listen, we just want this show to be a great show. But tonight, what I want you to do is make sure that you sow into Tonya Perry, who came in and gave us information that's not always free, people. It's not always free. So remember, keep your heads up, ladies and gentlemen. Love one another. Y'all have a good night. And guess what? I want you all, wherever you are, to make sure that you stay plugged in. God bless you, and you have a good.
You are tuned in to Mr. Q Show. Get plugged in, yeah. You are tuned in to Mr. Q Show. Get plugged in, yeah.
It's time to relax from all the hype and grab a cup of the favorite tea that you like. On Mondays and Wednesday nights, don't forget about the Black Business Spotlight. You never know who you might see. It could be anybody, even a celebrity. So enjoy yourself, my friends, cause this is Mr. Q Show. Now get plugged in. Yeah.
You are tuned in.
That's right.
To Mr. Q Show. Get plugged in. You are tuned in to Mr. Q Show.